Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to speak about 6 apps that I found that are, in my opinion, the 6 best apps that you could use to invest in the UK. I'll present to you a few criteria that actually helped me select those apps and why they're in this selection in the first place. So we're going to speak about a few things. First, what is the minimum deposit to go into the app? Second is which kind of account you can actually use on the app to invest. Third is the fees, is there fees or not, and if there is, how much. We're also going to speak about the number of stocks available in these apps. And then at the end we have the pros and cons for each one of them. So stay to the end of the video if you want to see all the options that you can have so you can do your best choice to start investing in the UK. Without any further ado, let's go. Let's start with my personal favorite, which is Trading212. I don't personally live in the UK, so I had to choose what is the best app for Europeans, and I actually made a full video that's right here. But for myself, I actually plan on investing on the long term, and a lot of people actually want to trade or want to do other types of account that we're going to speak a bit later. So for my opinion, Trading212 is my first choice for a few reasons. So first of all, the minimum deposit to actually go into the app and start investing is only $1. So if you have $1 on a bank account, you can actually start investing with Trading212. And actually guys, if you go and see the first comments that's pinned by myself into the comment section, there is a link that you can use to actually receive yourself a free stock, and I will actually get one too. And I actually got a few ones already. One was like $17 and can go up to the value of $100. So if you want to go and have free money and use Trading212, go for it. So what makes Trading212 an interesting app? First of all, you have the $1 minimum deposit, which is really great if you want to start investing with a budget. That's the best way to go. Also, they offer a few types of accounts. For example, there's the Invest, the CFD, which is for trading, and the ISA, which is for tax, and we're going to speak about this in just a second. I use the Invest account, which is commission free. It means that you can buy how many shares you want, you can sell how many shares you want, and it's all commission free. You don't pay any fees on that. So that's already a really good point for them. But they offer 2 more accounts, as I just said before, which is the CFD. So if you want to trade on Trading212, you can actually use this thing. But watch out, if you use the CFD account, you'll have to pay some fees. Like on every single brokerage app that I use to trade, you have to pay some fees on every single trade that you make. And the last account is an ISA. So if you use the ISA account, I actually don't have access to it because I don't live in the UK, and I think it's only for the UK residents that you can actually use it. You'll get a tax reduction when you withdraw your money, which means that if you invest up to the value of 20,000 per year onto the ISA account, you can actually pay less taxes or no taxes on the money when you withdraw it. So that's really cool, and you don't have this feature on the Invest one. Now, they offer more than 3,000 stocks, which is absolutely amazing, and you're going to see when we're going to speak about the other apps that they actually have a really big catalog of stocks that you can buy. So a really good point for them. So for the pros and cons, I would say that for the pros, actually, there are a lot of them. Commission free, a $1 minimum deposit. It's also really user friendly, which means that it's really easy to go into the app and start investing by yourself. I actually made a video about how to invest on Trading212. If you have any questions, you can go and check it out. But it's actually really easy to start investing on Trading212. And for the cons, I actually don't find a lot of them. Maybe for trading you have to pay a fee, but it's on every single brokerage app, so I would not consider this a con. Actually, I don't think there is anything negative about the app, except maybe they can add a little bit more stocks to their portfolio, but there are so many already that I'm pretty good with this. But if you want more than 3,000 stocks, then yeah, maybe you can say this is a con, but for my opinion, it's a great app. I don't think there is anything negative about them. That's why I started investing with them actually. But let's go to number 2. Second app is called Freetrade. They did even better than Trading212 when it comes to minimal deposit, because there is no minimal deposit on Freetrade. I actually don't use the app for myself, but I know a lot of other people that actually use it, and they have a lot of positive feedbacks on it. If you can find an affiliate link, you can actually use it, use no deposit, and get free money without even adding a single pound. So that's really cool already. Then, just as Trading212, they offer multiple accounts, but less than Trading212. They don't have 3 accounts. They have the Invest account, they have the ISA account, but they don't have the CFD. So you can't trade with Freetrade, which is kind of strange if you think about it, but if you're here to invest, Freetrade can be a good platform to use. I will link in the description of this video the page in which you can see all the fees that you have to pay on Freetrade, because they say they're commission free. You have sometimes to pay some little fees. That's on their website actually, so they're not lying about it. They're saying you have to pay when you do this and when you do that. But I think and I believe that if you use the Invest account, for example, you can buy and sell how much you want and you won't have to pay any fees on it. So Freetrade is free, but not all the time. So that's the little thing that you need to check out. Now, something about Freetrade that's a little bit disappointing is that they only have 850 different stocks that you can purchase. which is not bad. I mean, 850, you still have a lot of choices when it comes to investing. But if you compare to Trading 212, they have less than a third of what Trading 212 offers. But I believe that if you're a beginner at investing and you want to check out Freetrade, it's actually a good thing to do because they offer, just like Trading 212, a really user-friendly interface, which makes investing easier for you. Now, there's just one little catch with the app that I think can be really improved, is that when you buy a share, you actually have to wait between 15 to 30 minutes between the time you actually purchase it and the time you purchase on the app. So sometimes the price might go up and you actually will have to pay just a little bit more than what you wanted to, which doesn't make the biggest difference on every single trade that you make, but on the long term it can actually make a pretty big difference if you think about it. So that's negative about Freetrade, but I believe that if you're a beginner and if you want to use an app that's really user friendly and really easy to use, well, you should definitely check it out. Well, next on the list is Robinhood, and if you follow a lot of people on YouTube about personal finance and stuff like this, and actually if you do, you should absolutely subscribe to the channel. But if you follow them like Andrew Jick and other people like him, you can actually see that a lot of them are using Robinhood because it's a really, also as the two first that I said, user-friendly platform, no fees, zero minimum deposit, which means you can start investing with as much as 1 cent pretty much, which is cool. They started in 2013 to offer this commission-free brokerage, which at the time was actually a huge thing, and it changed the whole perspective about investing platforms. That's why now we have a lot of them that are starting to use this commission-free system. So Robinhood was the first one to introduce this, which makes it the leader, and actually I think it's the most downloaded investment app in the world if I'm not mistaken. But overall it's a really solid platform, and we'll see why right now. So as I just said, you don't have to deposit any money if you want to start investing with Robinhood. You can actually use an affiliate link and get a free share or two, I believe, but I'm not sure. I don't own the app myself. I can't have access to it because I don't live in the UK. But on Robinhood, the thing is, you can have access to only one type of account, which is an invest account, which you can trade with. So pretty much it's two accounts in one, which is cool. But the catch with this is that if you want to start trading, so not investing into companies but trading, you have to deposit $25,000 or more, which makes it impossible for a lot of people actually to start trading if they want to. Actually, that might be a good thing, because if you don't know, trading can make you lose a lot of money if you're not used to it. So if you use $25,000 to trade, you actually have some experience with it and you know what you're doing. So that could be a good thing too. But if you want to start trading with less than $25,000, there's actually a link in the description where you can create a CFD account with Trading 212. And yeah, they have pretty much the same fees as everyone else. And I believe that's a great platform because they have so many stocks that you can buy. Now, speaking about stocks that you can purchase, it's actually great because on Robinhood you have access to 5,000 stocks that you can purchase. So almost double as Trading 212. So that's a big difference. So if you want to have the biggest variety of stocks to purchase, Robinhood might be a great use to you. Now, speaking a little bit about the cons of the app, there are quite a bit. Not saying anything bad about Robinhood myself, but I heard a lot of people were complaining about the app shutting down for certain days, and especially because it was not on purpose. So I think it happened already like 4 times where the app was not available for 1 day or 2 because of a problem with the app. And what happened is that this unfortunately happened during the 2 best days of the market when it was recovering from the coronavirus situation. So people were really upset that they missed out on those great days. So that's the little controversy that they had. I believe they will work on that, and they had a little bit of glitches also that happened, but they're working on improving the app. So I believe that Robinhood is a great thing to choose if you want to have the biggest variety of stocks, no minimum deposit, and commission-free brokerage. Next on the list, we have a little bit of a different app, which is called EToro. Why is it different, you may ask? Well, EToro is not really to invest and more for trading oriented. So if you're really interested into day trading and not that much into investing, and actually if you don't know the difference between the two terms, you can actually go and check out this video right here that I made a week ago that will explain you really easily what it is. But eToro is actually focusing a lot on CFD accounts. That's why they have a minimum deposit of actually $200 and not 0 or 1 as we saw with the other apps, because if you trade, you have to actually have some amount of money so you don't go into the red immediately. So you only have access to a CFD account. You can invest with eToro, but as we're going to see in the fees in just a second, it's not a great idea. Because yeah, since it's a trading app, you have fees to pay on every trade that you make, and there are fees of inactivity. So if you want to buy a share and hold it for a few years, you may have to pay some fees depending on how long you're not touching the app for. But eToro has a concept that makes it really interesting, I believe. They call it a social trading platform because you can actually follow people and follow the trade. You can say, okay, I want 10% of my money to be allocated to this guy because this guy is making a lot of profit on this trade. So 10% of your money will be invested or will be traded the exact same way as the person you're following. So that might be great. If the person is really good at trading and it makes you 20% in just a few minutes, well, you'll be really happy. But also the same thing can open in the other direction. You can actually lose money by following someone and you have no control over your money. So that's an interesting thing to do. If you can find someone that is really good at what it does and that knows a lot of things about trading, that might be a good idea. But don't follow anyone because they had one good trade and you're like, oh, I want to follow this guy. Be aware that this might be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Also, I forgot to mention, but they have access to a demo account, which makes them interesting because you can actually put some fake money into the market and see how everything grows. And this demo account feature is actually available on Trading212 also, not on Freetrade I believe, and on eToro you can actually access it. So really interesting app if you want to trade and not for long-term investing, so I wanted to present to you. Next on the list, the Giro. I spoke about this on my latest video also, but the Giro is a pretty interesting app. There is no minimum deposit, and I will actually link into the description of this video, a link to check out the Giro fee pages, because you have to pay fees on every single trade that you make or every single time you buy a share. But the fee will always move up or down depending on what you're buying and what you're selling. So I will link down below these fee pages of the Giro so you can go and check out for yourself. I can't say it's 3% or 1% because it always moves. And they don't exactly say how many stocks you are able to buy on the app, but I know that you have access to 30 stock exchanges, so there might be a pretty decent amount of stocks that you can purchase on the app. I know a lot of people that are using it. A lot of people recommended it to me when I first started investing. I decided to go with Trading212 because it's a new app and then there's features that I believe are better. It's actually a great company, the Giro, because they have a lot of regulation and prices on the app because it's used for quite a bit of time. They know what they're doing. So if you want to have a safe platform that knows what it's doing and that's not too new, you should definitely check out the Giro. It's an interesting app. And next on the list we have the final app, that is Plus 500. I've been recommended this app by a financial expert that I made a video with on lump sum investing and dollar cost averaging. If you want to go and check it out, it's right here. And he told me that the app was pretty interesting and that he is actually using it and he lives in the UK. So I made a bit of research about Plus 500 and I believe that they are a little bit more trading oriented than investing. So if you have long-term investment views on Plus 500, you can actually use another app that will be a little bit better, but I believe you can still invest, right? You can still invest, but it's not the best that I found if you speak about the value. And actually, just like the Giro, I'll link down below a way that you can find all the fees about the app, because I believe you have to pay fees on it, and it's actually pretty low, I believe, but it's always changing just like the Giro, so I can say it's that much amount or that much amount. So go check out the description, I will link down below. So you have access to 2,000 stocks, which is pretty good for a trading app. If you compare it to eToro that offers 850, I believe, this is way better. But as I said before, if you're interested into investing, that might not be the app for you. So go check out Plus 500 into their website. They will actually give you more info than what I did because I'm not a pro with this app. So if you don't know actually how to invest, you can go and check out this video right here that I made, which is about how to start investing for beginners, and actually that helps quite a lot, and actually I would love to get this information when I started first. Now I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I see you guys in a few days. Bye bye.